Checking on that. Alright, here's what I got.
When I met you in the summer.
Hey guys, so I actually had a different video planned this week, but I filmed outside with my friend and it was way too windy, so we're having to re-record it because I got it on to my computer and it's sort of like and if you're wondering what that is right there, it's a squished moth. Thanks, Becca. As you can see from my shoulders, I'm extremely sunburnt, so just yeah. I don't really know where I'm going to go with this video because it's got like a few aspects to it, but basically this video is about perspective. What is perspective, you may ask, if you don't know? Siri, please give me the definition of perspective.
Okay, I found this on the web.
A particular attitude towards or way of regarding something, a point of view. How I see perspective with this so-called border that everyone keeps complaining about. When I created the small video box, I did not intend for it to be a border, right? So I'm going to give an example of this because I can edit this when I'm done filming. Let me just grab this around me and see how that is almost like a picture frame. So it looks like it's a border. But if you then have a blank canvas like this and then put this video on top or minimalize it, it is a video on top of a canvas. So you see how that perspective works? And some people weren't necessarily getting that, which is completely fine because I never explained it. I just literally uploaded videos with this white thing around me. So if you look at it in a different way, which I'm sure some of you can do and some of you might have done, but when I created the whole small video thing, it's the layer of this video on top of a white canvas. And there's no particular reason why I did this if you're wondering why. It was just that I wasn't keen on how it looked with having the video in full box, so to mix it up I was just like, I'm gonna like put a white bit behind it and make it small, because the reason behind that, I guess it's kind of like a creativity flair, because when I created the intro it's just Jack lights on this like plain white thing, so to kind of have that small and have the video small, it kind of just goes. Glad that's off my chest because that's been bothering me for a few weeks now. But another thing is with perspective is that it's all how you see things, and being someone who overthinks like crazy, I see things in like every kind of perspective. So it can be literally, I have this memory of it. This is going to sound quite silly because it makes sense in my head when I say it out loud. You're probably all going to be sitting at your computers like, this guy's an idiot. But I was walking down the road one day, and you've probably had this experience as well, but it might be kind of different. But I saw like an ambulance going by, and I imagined like the two ends of it. This sounds really bad. I knew it was going to sound stupid, but I'll carry on. Because obviously when you see it, when you see the ambulance going by down the road, you think, oh, you know, that's people travelling to a place. But then how I picture it is that I imagine the people in the house waiting for the ambulance to arrive, because I guess that's where my impatience-ness kind of leaks in, because I'm a really impatient person. So if I was in an emergency and I was waiting for an ambulance, I would literally be like at the window every second waiting for it to pull up in the driveway. So like I said, I don't know where I'm going with this video, but it's just something that I've always wanted to talk about because it's weird how you can see things like that. Like another example is, this is just off the top of my head, but because I'm looking out my window, but thinking of like a bird. And because we don't really know how birds' brains work, if they're going somewhere or if they're going back to somewhere. So say if we saw it fly by, are they going to a nest to go back to the family to feed it? Or are they travelling somewhere to, you know, go and fetch something to bring back to the nest? You know, that's really weird and a really weird topic to talk about. This is just some of the things that my brain does that I guess I'd like to elaborate on through video content. I guess that's the other thing. See, I knew I had another example, but I couldn't think of it straight away. Perspective with situation. So basically, a little personal thing about me is that I'm a really negative thinker. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that 2013 was quite a rough year for me. And my brain is programmed to think extremely negatively, and I'm stuck in this cycle that I can't break out of. And with situations, you've always got to look in perspective, and because I have negative thinking, I always see situations in a negative way. So this is also perspective because, for example, say if you were walking down the street and you saw a group of kids look at you and laugh. There's two ways you could look at that, because there's a way that they could be, you know, seeing something in the store beside you where you're walking and it reminds them of an inside joke and they laugh at that. Or there's the perspective of thinking that they're looking at you and laughing at you and having insecurity leak into that, because I think pretty sure everyone can relate to this, because you all know that if you see a group of kids, some of you will automatically think, wow, they're really immature, they're childish. Or you'll think, are they looking at me? Is there something on me? You know, I guess that's another way of looking at perspective. I could have given a much better example. But so I was not expecting this video to turn into a massive rant, because the idea of perspective was actually an idea that was in my head in 2013. So it's near enough a year ago that I thought about making a video about this. It's obviously going to be a lot different when I start editing this compared to me filming it, because I don't know what this video is going to be like. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a comment down below if you related to any of this. So yeah, give me a comment if you had an experience where, you know, have perspective with a certain look of something or a situation, or, you know, creativity. And if you want to be extra generous, or you can do either or, either leave me a comment giving me an experience with perspective you had, or leave me a comment with a suggestion for a next video, because every single time I go to film a video, I'm still thinking of stuff I need to do. I come to make a video, I'm like, what the hell do I make a video about? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next Saturday. Don't forget to like this video, and yeah, never know how to end it. Time to end it. Ew.